The Truth About Copyright, a presentation by Ms. Ballard. Discussion questions. What does the word copyright mean? What does the word plagiarism mean? Is it something we should or shouldn't do? Words to know: copyright, plagiarism, research, cite, sources, trustworthy. What if? What if you wrote a poem to recite at the annual poetry slam contest at school, but lost your notebook full of poems? You looked everywhere for it, and you couldn't find it. So you decided to write a new poem. At the annual poetry slam contest, you hear something very familiar. No, it couldn't be. Your lost poem was being recited by your classmate? How would that make you feel? Defining copyright. Copyright is a rule that protects things people create, like books, songs, movies, and artwork. It means only the person who made it can decide how others use it. If you want to use someone's work, you need to ask permission or give them credit. Let's define the word plagiarism. Plagiarism is when you copy someone else's work and say it is your own and not giving others credit. It's like taking someone's homework or classwork and saying you did it. So, to avoid plagiarism, always say where you got your information. Always. Let's define the word research. Research is when you look for information online to learn more about something. It's like being a detective, asking questions, searching for answers, using books, websites, experiments, interviews, all those things, as long as it is truthful information. Let's define the word cite. Cite means to tell where you found your information. Some examples of information is facts, pictures, or words from a book, websites, or a person, like if you interview them, journals, articles, newspapers. You should give credit to those sources. It's like saying you learned this from, and you say where you found your information from, so others know where the information came from. You never know. They may want to use that information in the future. Let's define the word sources. Sources are the places where you find information. They can be books, websites, videos, or people who know a lot about the topic, like if you are giving an interview. Good sources help you learn true and useful facts. Lastly, we're going to define the word trustworthy. Trustworthy websites are websites that give true and reliable information without being biased. They are made by experts, teachers, or well known organizations. So here are some good examples, such as websites from the school, from a database, the libraries, the museum. Also, when you're checking for trustworthy websites, always think who made it? When was it made? Do they have a year? Why was it made? Why is this information important? And again, make sure it's not biased. What do you think should happen if a student plagiarizes a class paper? A. The student will get suspended from school. That is the worst thing that could happen to a student. B. The student will get a grade for the class paper. The student is not in trouble and plagiarism is something good. C. The student will receive a 0 for plagiarism. The student wouldn't get credit for the work submitted because it's not theirs. D. The student will get a verbal warning. The teacher will just talk to the student and hope they won't do it again. So think about these as we are going through this lesson. Copyright rules. Give credit. If you use something someone else made, say who made it. Use your own words. Try to create your own stories, artwork, poems, and songs instead of copying others. Trust your sources. Research trustworthy sources with correct information. Share the credit. Make a list showing that you use work for another person. So let's go back and talk about giving credit. Giving credit to others means saying where you got information, pictures, or ideas from. Use quotations. Mention the title of the book, article, website, photograph. Include the author or the creator. Use your own words. Read the resource you researched, then restate what you read in your own words. You could summarize what you read. The more of your own words you use, the less likely chance you will plagiarize someone's work. Trust your sources. Websites you trust. Only search trustworthy websites you are familiar with online. Ask yourself these things. Does the URL look familiar? Look for the author or creator's name. Look at the quality of the website. Like, does it look fake? Is something questionable? Check for bias. Is it only one-sided? They're only talking about one, or do they sound like they're being fair? Only search on trusted educational resources. Trust your teacher, trust your librarian, and any resources they may suggest, please use those. Sometimes trying to find something on your own by Googling may not be best because it may not be a trustworthy website. Here is an example of a website that is credible, that is trustworthy. Please take a look. You have the author, you have the currency, so you have the date. They also have within the article, the citation and links. the publisher as well. So this is a great example of a website you can trust. And if you need help, just ask your teacher or librarian. Share the credit. Always give credit to the author or creator so others know where you found the information. Books, encyclopedia, websites, articles, magazines, newspaper, artwork, photos. Here's an example of how to cite your sources. Please take a look at the newspaper. It's a little different from the magazine and the book. Electronic encyclopedia, the website, and the dictionary. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you, and we're looking forward to having a great lesson about knowing not to plagiarize when you're writing a paper. I also have a rubric coming soon, so stay tuned so you can see the rubric, so you can see how you will be graded. Thank you.